Hey guys, good evening. Hello, hope you're all doing great. Had a great start of this week. I'm so glad to come again with a wonderful MCQ session on a new topic of cell, the unit of life. I'm sure that you know today's portion. Here we are doing biology MCQ daily practice questions for Neet, AIIMS and JIPMER. With me, Dr. Indumati Somsundram on Dr. Indu's Bio Neet. For those who are new to my channel, to you all, we are into episode 6 now. We have completed 5 episodes of MCQ series of Neet Biology Daily Practice MCQs, and today we are going to look into Cell Unit of Life part 1. And again, it's about rest of the 5 episodes for you to revise. This is how the timetable goes on, and today we are in 11th November, Cell Unit of Life. Kindly make a note of it. I'm adding all the links of previous MCQs in the description box. I request you all to please go through those MCQs if you haven't done before and get the best use of it. I'm also giving you the coming week's whole timetable so that you make a note of it in your calendar, prepare those lessons and come prepared to solve those MCQs. Right? Okay. So there are 15 MCQs from this particular topic, cell unit of life. Both easy and difficult level questions are there. AIIMS and JIPMER related questions are also there. And answers are going to be discussed in detail. So kindly subscribe to get benefit of more and more MCQs. And my dear children, to make a note of it, the first video which I posted when I started this YouTube channel was an introductory basic lecture about cell. So I'm also giving the link in the description box. I request you all to go through that particular lecture session on cell unit of life as well, either before or after this MCQ series. Let's get started up. Question number 1. Which of the following statement is false? Paramecium and euglena are unicellular organism. B. Muscle cells are elongated and contractile in nature. C. Cellulose is a major component of pythium. D. Cell wall of both bacteria and cyanobacteria contain pectin. Let's discuss. Of course, paramecium and euglena are unicellular because they are unicellular protist. Yes, and B is also true because muscle cells are contractile in nature. That is why actin myosin filaments slide over each other to perform the function of contraction. C is also right because pythium is a plant and cell wall of all plants are made up of cellulose. So of course the answer is D, which is the only wrong statement over here, because cell wall of bacteria and cyanobacteria are made up of peptidoglycan and not pectin. Question number 2. We all know that this particular chapter involves a lot of scientists, and knowing all the fathers of those discoverers are also very, very important. To start with, we all know that father of cytology is Robert Hooke. Yes, you have to know also the father of modern cytology, father of Indian cytology, father of zoology, pathology, father of bacteriology, and so on. Again, in my introductory lecture, I have also given a list of all those scientists, discoverers and their credits. Please go through. Let's discuss the answer directly. Yes? Okay. So, B is the answer. How? Yes, Rudolf Virchow is father of pathology. Anton van Leeuwenhoek is father of bacteriology because he was working in microscopy. He was working literally on living organisms and microbes. Yes? Okay. Swanson is the father of modern cytology. Yes? And A.K. Sharma is father of Indian cytology, which is not in this MCQ. It's just an added information. And of course, Aristotle is father of zoology. So, question number 2, option B is the right answer. Question number 3. The statement omnis cellula e cellulae of Rudolf Virchow is specified in his book. We all know that Schleiden and Schwaan proposed cell theory. Yes. They did not explain the origin of the existing cell. So Rudolf Virchow worked on it and he came out with modern cell theory and proposed this statement, omnis cellulae e cellulae, which means all cells come from pre-existing cell. So he published this particular statement in his book. Yes, cellular pathology. So third question answer option A, cellular pathology. Question number 4. Vital strains are employed to study. Vital strains are employed to study. Yes, it's a direct question from NCERT. It is to study the living cells. So always vital strains are used to study the living cells under a microscope. Question number 5. Again coming with a scientist. Which of the following statements are false? Let's check out the false statement. Statement number 1. Viruses are exceptions to cell theory as they lack cell organization. Yes, please go through my introductory lecture again. I've given a specific topic on exceptions to cell theory. I've included what else is also been exempted from agreeing with the cell theory. So statement 1 is right because of course viruses are exempted from cell theory. Statement 2. Dr. A.K. Sharma is the father of modern cytology. Is this right? No. We just discussed that C.P. Swanson is father of modern cytology and Dr. A.K. Sharma is father of Indian cytology. So statement 2 is false. Yes? Okay. So option A is now ruled out. Statement 3. Schleiden proposed that the animal cell lacks cell wall. The statement is true. But who proposed this statement? It is Schwaan who proposed this statement and not Schleiden, because Schwaan is a zoologist and Schleiden is a botanist. So statement 3 is also wrong. Yes. So now D is also ruled out. Either the option is B or C. Okay. Statement 4. Smallest cell in human body is sperm cells. Yes, this is also right. Statement 5. Compound microscope is invented by Janssen. Yes, the compound microscope is invented by Janssen. And my dear students, please ensure to learn about different types of microscopy, principle and the scientist who discovered those microscopes. It would be a very important question for Neet 2020. Okay, so the wrong statements are 2 and 3. So the answer for fifth question is B, 2 and 3 only. Question number 6. Cell theory proposed by Schwaan and Schleiden, we just discussed, but they do not explain dash. That is also discussed. They do not explain how new cells are formed. This was explained by Rudolf Virchow. Right? Correct. Question number 7. It's all about different types of cells. Column 1 says A, zygote, largest plant cell. B, ovule of cycas towards higher surface volume ratio. Large cells, totipotent. Small cells, lower surface volume ratio. Great. We all know that zygote. Sperm and egg fertilizes to form a zygote, and zygote is a totipotent. We would have discussed about stem cell, you would have heard about stem cell. Toti is entire, potent is the ability. So zygote has the ability to form the whole, all type of a cell and all parts of the organ and giving rise to a complete life organism by forming morula, blastula, implantation of blastula into the uterus, then gastrula, yes, and the complete gestation period by formation of ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm, and finally parturition and lactation. So of course, zygote, the 2 cell stage diploid cell, is a totipotent cell. Ovules of cycas. We all know that ovules of cycas is the largest plant cell, and a little information about it. The diameter of ovules of cycas is about 6 to 7 centimeter in diameter. However, my dear children, the largest unicellular plant belongs to a green algae of chlorophyta, that is Acetabularia. Because Acetabularia is the largest unicellular plant which is belonging to green algae chlorophyte. Please make a note of it. C larger cell, D small cell. Now coming to surface volume ratio. Yes, surface volume ratio, it's always important for a size of the cell. Yes, if the surface volume ratio is small, then the cell is big. So which means, of course, larger cell has a lower surface volume ratio, and smaller cells have a higher surface volume ratio. You can either call it as surface area is to volume or surface volume ratio. So here the answer is B for 7th question. Hope I am clear to you. Question number 8. Which of the following scientists have not contributed to the discovery of cell or cell theory? A. Schleiden. Yes, of course because he is one of the important discoverer of cell theory along with Schwaan. B. Virchow. He is also involved in cell theory because he proposed modern cell theory. Anton van Leeuwenhoek, he is father of bacteriology. He was the first person who discovered the living animal cell. Yes, he was the one who discovered live animal cell. So all the three are involved in cell or cell theory. But Robert Brown is not involved in discovery of cell or cell theory because he discovered nucleus. So answer for question 8 is D. Robert Brown is not contributed to discovery of cell or cell theory. Question number 9. My dear children, this is a very, very, very important question because we always have a tendency to understand about the scientist and their discoveries. Yes, fathers, scientists, discoverers. But we don't talk about what exactly they are, which place they are from, who are they, right? So that's why this becomes very important because we leave those small intricacies when we are learning for competitive exams. So please make a note of it and make a note of the answer also. You have to memorize this. Robert Hooke. He is a English microscopist. Leeuwenhoek, he is a Dutchman. Robert Brown is a Scottish botanist. And Schwaan is a British zoologist. Yes, very important question again. Question number 10. Which of the following is present in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes? Prokaryotes are unicellular, eukaryotes are multicellular. So prokaryotes do not have endoplasmic reticulum, they don't have a nucleus, they don't have a Golgi bodies because these are organelles, and prokaryotes by itself says no nucleus or a primitive nucleus, like DNA is naked with a nucleoid. So of course, but prokaryotes do have ribosomes. So the answer for this question is option D. Both prokaryotes and eukaryotes have ribosomes. Question number 11. Which of the following cells do contain nucleus? Yes, very important question again. And please make a note of it. If you can cross-check these questions with your NCERT book, my dear children, you can find these questions which are taken within the lines of NCERT first few pages. I did so to ensure that you have to be very, very thorough with NCERT. So please ensure, keep your ears wide open, eyes wide open, look into these MCQs, read, have a great power of understanding, and hope you would definitely then succeed. RBC are enucleated, yes, so they do not have nucleus. Protozoans. Protozoans are unicellular. So do they have a nucleus? Yes, because protozoa is a unicellular eukaryote which belongs to protist. So protozoans are unicellular, but they are unicellular eukaryote. So they do have a nucleus. So the answer is option B, protozoa. And of course, sieve tube do not have a nucleus. Yes. And cyanobacteria, which is the kingdom Monera, blue-green algae, also do not have nucleus. Yes. So the answer for the 11th question is option B, protozoa only possess nucleus. Question number 12. I just told you before few minutes, you have to understand about all microscope and its discoverers and a little principle. So this MCQ would definitely help you to understand the type of microscope and the scientist involved, right? Which of the following statements regarding microscopes are true? Statement 1. Knoll and Ruska invented electron microscope. Statement 2. Phase contrast microscope developed by Zernick. Statement 3. Electron microscope has high resolution power. Statement 4. Anton von Leeuwenhoek is the father of microscopy. Statement 5. Compound microscope was invented by Janssen. The beauty of this is I have purposefully given all the statement right because it would help you to understand this particular concept about the microscope and the scientist involved. So the answer for question number 12 is C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are true. So all the statements over here are true. Please look into it, go through it and memorize this and ensure that you know about these microscopes as well. Question number 13. Dash defined protoplasm as the living substance of the cell and Dash said protoplast as physical basis of life respectively. So here are some scientists' names and we need to just identify who gave these concept. What is protoplasm? This is the living substance of the cell. Yes, and it is also the physical basis of life. And once again, in my cell basic lecture, I've given about protoplast theory as well. Okay, so there are combinations of different scientists and directly coming into the answer without wasting time because we are at the end of the session. Purkinje defined protoplasm as the living substances of the cell and Huxley said protoplast as physical basis of life. A little additional information about it, but the protoplast theory was put forward by Hertwig, Hertwig. Yes, hope it's clear. Last but one, you have to match the different type of cells with its size. A direct question again from NCERT. My dear students, have given a table of all the cells with its size in my lecture video. Please go through it. So the answer is C. Bacteria is the smallest cell, but even more smallest is the PPLO, which is pleuropneumonia-like organism. Yes, that is mycoplasma. That is the reason PPLO is 0.5 to 0.3 micrometer, which is smallest. But generally, bacteria are the smallest cells, which is 3 to 5 microns are size. And viruses are even more smaller. But as we discussed, right, they are exempted. We don't call them as a cell because they are just made up of a nucleic acid with a protein code and they develop inside the host cell. But they are even more smaller than PPLO, which is 0.02 to 0.2 micron. Yes, right? And a typical eukaryotic cell is larger of all the cells given over here, which is 10 to 20 microns. So the answer is C. Bacteria 3 to 5 microns, viruses 0.02 to 0.2 microns, PPLO 0.15 to 0.3 microns, and a typical eukaryotic cell ranges from 10 to 20 microns in size. End of the session. Last question. Ramachandran Plot was the most outstanding contribution in structural biology. This Ramachandran Plot is from your NCERT book only. This plot is related to A. Structure of carbohydrates, B. Structure of lipid, C. Structure of proteins, D. None of these. Ramachandran plot is related to structure of proteins. I hope it's clear. You've got a wonderful revision on introductory session to cell unit of life. We would come back with next set of 15 MCQs tomorrow. Until then, kindly stay tuned. Look into all the previous video sessions. If you haven't yet subscribed and viewing the channel for the first time, please subscribe. Thank you if you have done it so. Thank you for liking the channel, and also my humble request to you all to share the channel with your friends, because I'm taking a lot of efforts to create MCQs from NCRT for you students. This would be a great revision at the end of your exam time period in the month of April. Yes, so stay tuned. All the very best once again. Have a great week ahead. Thank you. Good night.